Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is so very special. We are going to play with the Simply Posh Cosmetics Down to Earth palette. This is such a beautiful earthy toned palette. I love the split between greens and the warm tones together. Of course, if you know me, you know I am into this. But I cannot wait to put this on my eyes because when I swatched it, it was gorgeous. I was impressed by the swatches. So let me show you on the screen how this palette swatched because the shimmers, they've definitely amped up the shimmers, and this I would say is very close to their like cozy cabin palette, the coastal palette. I really love it. Let me also show you the comparison between those palettes because both of these palettes definitely has those greens and those warm tones, just so that you can see both of them together and you can make the decision which one calls out to you more. So this one is coastal and the bottom one is the new Down to Earth palette. Definitely Down to Earth looks more warm tone leaning, I would say. Even the background contributes to it. But let me see, the shimmers are not same. The mattes also, they're not same by any means. Like I don't see any duplicate shades out of these palettes, coastal and the Down to Earth palette. For a minute I was like, what is this? And then let me show you Cozy Cabin. Cozy Cabin might be like my favorite Simply Posh Cosmetics palette. So this one is Down to Earth. This is Cozy Cabin. Again, a very beautiful mix of warm tones and cool tones together. Simply Posh Cosmetics definitely does a lot of those combinations. Now here, I don't see much of a shade comparison. Let's swatch Sage and Mistletoe. That's the only comparison shades that I see. Let's see. Okay, pretty comparable, I would say. Just a little tonal difference, Sage and this one Mistletoe. Okay, I'm also going to do the mustard. So Stalking versus Calming. It's different for sure. Stalking from Cozy Cabin and Calming, yeah, so that's also a little different. This is definitely more peachy and this is more yellow. So again, I would say these are pretty different to each other. So those are like the comparison. Now, if you want to see 3 looks using this beautiful Down to Earth palette, then please keep on watching. Okay, let's begin our first look with the Simply Posh Cosmetics Down to Earth palette. This is such a beautiful earthy color story. I'm really, I feel like I can get so much of looks out of this warm side. This, not probably my section, but I'm very excited for this first column. So I feel like majority of the palette definitely speaks for me, but I do want to see how many variety of looks I can get out of this palette. So let's begin with our first look. And I'll try to mix and match because of course you can go like column by column and you can get like a complete look, but I'm going to mix and match just so that I can give you a little bit more options to play with. So let's begin. How about we start with a green look? I'm going to start with this shade Botanical. You know, I want to just get off with green. That's why I start with it. Let's start off with that. So that's the shade Botanical. It's like a more of an emerald green shade. That's not my comfort zone. But I'm going to just tap it right there in the outer corner. I'm going to keep it right there. Okay, just like that. I'm going to wipe my brush. There is a little bit of kick up in the pan. I'm going to take that Thrive shade to just blend the edges of that emerald green. Okay, I'm just blowing it out in the outer corner just to melt it out. And if we have to dip back into that emerald green, the deeper one, we'll definitely do it. Just right there, just to melt everything together, going back into Botanical, the deeper green, and then just tapping the edges. Okay, just so that there's no harsh lines. And now time to dip into something else. I am going to start off with this shade Canyon, and this is like a warm toasty brown, warm toasty orangey shade, and I'm going to take that and blend it down in the crease. I'm not gonna muddy both of those together. Now where both of these shades are meeting, I'm gonna take this foliage shade. It's more of a warmer tone army green, and I feel like that would help to blend both of these shades together because one is super cool tone and the other one is warm tone. And I feel like this can mend both of those shades together because it is in that green family, but it is a little bit more of a warmer tone shade. Okay, just right there. Now I am going to take this shade Nature, this peach shade. It's a very light peach, and I'm going to focus that as a blending shade of that orange. Okay, just right there. Again, no harsh lines, nothing. I'm just going to blend it so that everything flows well together. And I'm going to go back into Canyon, just intensify the orange a little bit. I'm going to take that same shade Canyon, the warm orange shade, on the lower lash line. And I'm going to take a very little bit of that emerald green botanical shade just in the outer corner, just to tie in the top to the bottom. Okay, time for shimmers. I'm going to start off with that blue shade. And I'm going to take that in the center of the eyelid and melt it with that green. Okay, once we have that blue shade all across the eyelid, at least the center of the eyelid, now time for another shimmer. What are we doing? I'm going to take this shade, Sunbaked, this one. It's like an orange with a green gold flash. Oh, on the eye it's blue. Can you see that? That was totally unexpected, but it's flowing together so good. Okay, there you go. Look at how sparkly that shade is. Now for the inner portion of the eyelid, I'm taking this Oasis shade, which is that golden. And I'm going to just plop it right there and then melt it right there. Just to match up the warm tones with the cool tone together. Okay, let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and I'll come right back to show you my first eye look. And there you go, that's my first eye look. I really love the way how this turned out. I love the contrast of the warm tone and the cool tone together. There are so many elements of this eyeshadow look that I love. The inner portion of the eyelid shade that I applied, which was a very totally unexpected shade, that orange to a blue flash, the sun-baked shade, I feel like that vibe is so different than the opaque blue that I have on the majority of the eyelid. I really love the effect of it. I'm definitely missing a deeper shade in the outer corner. I know the shade Botanical that I have is deep enough, but I feel like because I did apply a glitter glue, it's not sticking to that. It can be a user error for sure, but I'm gonna check it out in future videos also, and I'll let you know if it is gonna work a little weird or it's just a user error. Now, if you're ready, let's move on to the next eye look. So excited. Now what are we doing? I want to do like a warm smoky eye on the other side. Let's see. I'm going to start with this grounded shade, which is the dark brown. And I'm going to take that in the outer corner. We're going to keep the shape same. It's a warm chocolatey brown shade. I definitely feel it can go like one shade a little bit more darker. Okay, once you have that, I'm going to take that same shade on the lower lash line too. Now I'm going to take this shade, Earth Clay, and this is again like a clay brown shade. I'm going to take that as a melting shade, and I'm also going to take it a little bit more into the crease. Such a beautiful tone. I love that tone. Again, taking the same thing on the lower lash line too. That's a stunning shade. Let's take this shade, this yellow. It's called Calming, and we'll see. It's very close to my skin tone, so I don't know how much it will contribute, but I'm going to focus it mainly in the inner third of the eyelid, just to open up the eye a little. Okay, just like that. Taking that same shade on the inner portion of the lower lash line too. Just right there. Now, what are we doing? I'm going to start out with this soil shade. It looks more cool tone and I have like a warm toned eye. But oh well. Oh my gosh, that is stunning. Oh wow, that is beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. Shift to plans. I'm gonna take, let's take this shade, Growth. And Growth is more like a green to a pink shifting shade. I just want a little bit of a contrast. I'm gonna spray the brush just because I don't want it to fly across the eyelid. And I'm gonna take that as a melting shade between that cool tone shade and the browns, and this would give that a pink contrast to the eye. Because I'm placing it on top of the browns, it's not going to give a lot of green, it's going to give a lot of pink. The story would have been completely different if I would have applied it on like green mattes, but for now this is the way I want to go. Now once we have that, I don't even know what to do for my inner corner, but we'll do something. I'm going to actually stick with Soil shade, this cool tone shade that we applied in the inner portion, because that's truly a magical shade. And you can scatter it if you use like a loose blending brush like the one that I have right now. Let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and I'll come right back to show you my final look. And there you go, that's my second eye look. I really love this look. I feel like this is my kind of look. I love a good warm tone background on the for the mattes, and the shimmers. These shimmers are absolutely beautiful. That cool tone shimmer that I applied, the Soil shade, that took my breath away. I feel like that's my favorite shimmer that Simply Posh Cosmetics has ever done. I really love that. Really love that. But that's all. Now let's move on to the third eye look. Okay, let's begin with our third and the final look. And I am dying to dip into this column. So let's begin with that and then we'll see what else we need to do. So I'm going to start off with that olivey green shade, which is Succulent, this one. And I'm going to start off with this in the outer corner. I'm not sure how deep it's going to be, but we'll start. Yeah, I feel like this can be like my crease shade, at least on my skin tone. It's a swampy green shade. Very beautiful tone. Okay. And I'm going to take that same shade on the lower lash line too. I'm actually going to take this same shade on the inner portion of the eyelid too. Let's do a halo eye. It's been quite some time that we've not done a halo eye. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye too. Focusing mainly on the inner and the outer corner. And also on the lower lash line. Beautiful swampy green shade. There's some beautiful tones in this. Yesterday, we had like an Onam celebration here. And I did like a very simple eye look. And I did use these muted mattes, like muted neutral mattes for my eye look, and then I just topped it with a neutral shimmer from a Blend Bunny Garden of Stars palette. I'll pop a picture. I don't think you can see the makeup in that, but a lot of people complimented me on the makeup too. Just wanted to put that out there. And now I'm gonna take a crease brush with the shade Lush, and I'm gonna take that as the blending shade in my crease. And that tone, it definitely has an olive tone, but it is so light that it will help to blend those swampy green shade with my eyeliner, like my undertone. That's so pretty. I like that. Now with that same brush with which we applied that swampy green, I am going to take this brown too, just to deepen it out a further bit more. I don't want to change the undertone, but I want a little bit more depth. So I'm going to take that brown and then we'll stamp that olivey green shade on top of that, just so that we don't lose out on the tone. You might not even need to do that. Oh, maybe we could have applied this green foliage. I don't want it to be super green. I really want it to be more swampy. So we'll see. I'm just packing that olive green succulent shade on top of that brown. Also taking that succulent shade and blending the edges. Okay, that's good enough for me. Now for the middle shade, I'm definitely gonna take that earthy shade. It is so beautiful and vibrant. I don't have any glitter glue or anything on my eyelid. I'm just pressing it with my finger. And you can see how sparkly this shadow is. Really, really pretty. Now once we have that, with no additional product, I'm just gonna stamp the edges of that shimmer just so that there are no harsh lines. Okay, just like that. And then for the inner corner, I am going to take that Oasis shade, the golden shade, and I'm going to just place it right there in the inner corner. I'm actually going to take that same Oasis shade, this golden shade, on the edge of that olive green, just so that it meshes well into those murky browns and greens. Yeah, just right there. Beautiful. Let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll come right back to show you my final look. And there you go, that's my final look. I love the way how this eye look also turned out. It's olivey, it's green, but it is murky, and that's what the beauty about this eye look is. I love the variety of looks that can be achieved with the Down to Earth palette. I feel like the tones are very unique. If you are into these kind of tones, I feel like you'll absolutely love it. I can see myself grabbing into like these tones so very much. I love it. Absolutely love the quality of these palettes too from Simply Posh Cosmetics. It's absolutely beautiful. I did pair MAC's lipstick in the shade Hodgepodge on my lips just to complement this eye look, because it's like that mustardy brown shade. I really, really love that. Now let's move on to the outro. Now once you've seen all the three looks, you guys have to let me know, out of the three looks, which one was your favorite? Is it more of the blue eye, more of the neutral eye, or more of that olivey green eye? I love the way how all the three looks turned out. But that's all for today. If you do want to purchase this palette, it is available on the Simply Posh Cosmetics website, and you can use my code SMITHY to save 10% off. You have to let me know, out of the Simply Posh Cosmetics line, which palettes are your top two. Your top two palettes for the season. But that's all for today. If you did like my video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.